go. I got to lean in.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Everyone, hello. It's me, Chase, and this is the lean. And let's go ahead because it's time to lean in, bitch, with our special lunchtime lean Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review. Now, I know this may look a little crazy because you're used to seeing our fabulous co-host Cortez hosting, but I'm going to be hosting today, and so we're going to get into a couple of things. But before we get started, hey, Demisio, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
It's good to see you for lunch. Antonio, how you doing?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm pushing through. And last but certainly not least, our fearless leader, Mr. Cortez himself. How are you?
I'm good, child. Leaning in, lunch and lean. I apologize again to everybody that was watching last night. I see Nushka said that I can't believe I was stood up last night. I stood up, boo. We literally decided like the last 10 minutes, you know what? Let's cancel the show for tonight and do, for Dubai because there was a premiere. And I mean, the people were talking about it, people was watching it. It was appropriate. So yeah. Well, what's up, Chase? How you doing? How you feel to be up there? Let me move you to my square. There you go.
Official.
Official.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It just feels so good to be in the top square. And I just, listen. No, I'm joking. It is what it is. We're going to get right along with our bombastic review, honey. It's still the same tea that we give you any other time, and we're going to give it to you just on the lunch tip. So let's get it kicked off right away. So we pick up yesterday. We pick up on today's episode. I guess it's yesterday's episode. Look at me. We pick up on last night's episode, the day after the group meets in La Quinta and has that big blow up where Crystal feels like she is not safe with her emotions around the group. And Dorit confides in Garcelle that she's unable to sleep. And Garcelle is like, well, girlfriend, anytime you want to, just come and knock on my door and I'll open it up to you. You know what I mean? Come and knock on the door, Miss Dorit. And so we get into talking about what Crystal meant and the ladies' reactions to that. And so Garcelle actually convinces Crystal to stop by for a few moments and discuss her feelings, and Kyle, like a sniper from the side, is eavesdropping and getting the tea. What do you guys think about that? Let's start with whoever wants to start. Just go ahead. It's lunch. Let's just do it.
I thought it was smart for Garcelle personally to like reach out to Crystal and like be like, hey girl, come on over, kind of like tell your side of the story. Tell your story before these other people try and puzzle some shit together and come up with a whole different narrative than maybe what you even meant. So I really like that she kind of pulled that card to go ahead and pull Crystal in to tell her side of the story, especially since Sutton was not there. Garcelle doing what she needs to do this season. I'm living for it right now.
She is. I just want to say, like, I feel like we have a new producer on our hands. I feel like Kyle may have a run for her money because Garcelle, she's been doing it a lot. She's been doing it a lot to where she is saying, like, let's talk about it. Let's do it. And so I think Charles just said in the comments, Garcelle is more authentic, is a more authentic Kyle. I agree. It don't seem so forced, right. And I don't know. It just seems refreshing because Kyle been doing it so goddamn long. I'm kind of over it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I much agree with everything that they said, and I feel like it was appropriate to ask Crystal to come over there because you can't just throw that out there and then like just not say anything about it or just want to leave it for the air or the couch. So I feel like it was appropriate to ask her to come over because, like you said, just to leave them for the rest of them to pick apart what she might have meant or whatever. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I definitely think that it was the right thing to do. And Charles, she does feel like a more authentic Kyle. I think that genuinely Garcelle's not going to do anything that she does not want to do. So she does not want to go ahead and, try to convince Crystal to come over and explain herself. She's not going to do it, whereas Kyle would kind of just do it regardless, just to get it going for the show. And I think that that's kind of where the connection between Kyle and a lot of the viewers is lost because she's not really genuine. Moving right along with our bombastic review, honey. Erika drops the bombshell, you guys, that the reason why she did not speak out is because allegedly some of the victims may or may not have valid claims towards this money that they're saying that they did not get, which was like a bombshell for me. Cortez, what do you think about that?
You, Jamie.
I thought it was a very bold statement to make. I feel like for her to, talk about how she couldn't say a lot of things because of the case, that's damn near worse. Like now, at this point, that could create another lawsuit because imagine how let's say vindictive they wanted. What if they say, you know what? Oh, we did get paid, but now we want more. Like you're putting yourself more in jeopardy. And I feel like that was very careless of her, especially to say that right before saying that, oh, she couldn't say a lot. I couldn't say a lot of things because of the lawsuit. I thought it was very stupid. Like she's not a very smart person. And if the right people were on this case, Mama would be going down in so many ways. But I guess she got the right team, child. I don't know.
Well, my thing with that was she was saying that she couldn't show any compassion. She's not speaking out about specifically the case or who's innocent, guilty, or admitting guilt or anything like that. It's simply like, I'm sorry if this happened to them or whatever it is that she wants to say. She was saying she couldn't say that, but you're going to go and say that these people may be lying, which to me, what did Sutton asked Rena a couple of episodes ago, I do know what slander is. Like, you can't say shit like that about these people who supposedly lost loved ones and were killed and were never paid, but then you can't show them compassion, but you can say that, oh, they may be lying. That is some bullshit. She must have been high off a fucking Xanax, a little bump or something like that when she said that shit allegedly. So I couldn't believe that she said that. I was literally like, this girl just really called these people some liars potentially or allegedly. That's crazy as hell to me.
I was flabbergasted. I was like, no, Erika Jayne did not get on this TV and do that. No, Erika Jayne did not just get on this TV and call these victims a bunch of damn liars.
Yes, she did.
And girl, you are absolutely ridiculous. Like, you can't get more vile and vicious than
but
that.
did y'all catch Garcelle shade when she said, it also snows in Pasadena.
Didn't believe it for 1 hot second. Not 1 hot second did she believe
Garcelle's reaction. My reaction. What? Like, girl.
And then they asked the clarifying question just to make sure that they understood what Erika meant. So you're saying that some of the victims may have actually been paid. And her ass said yes.
And you know what is interesting too? In that moment, they made it a point to show Rena's reaction. And Rena was looking like, girl, what? Like, even Rena did not go for it.
Rena, them lips was out. She was opening.
She had to catch herself real quick, though. And, that's what the problem is with Rena, especially all last season, where people were feeling like if Lena's lips question everything, why is she not questioning Erika Jayne? It's clear that there's an alliance and, it's seemed too much. So then we move on to Diana and Sutton having breakfast. Listen, their chemistry is so awkward. We don't really spend a lot of time on it. But is it me or is it just like Diana really don't like that lady? Am I the only one who feels that way?
It don't seem like to me she really likes anybody or anything. She don't like to go in stores. She don't like none of that shit. She don't like none of them. She's just there to kind of showcase how rich she really is. But I don't think she necessarily, to me, I don't get that she wants to be there. I also don't feel like she's, as of right now, from what I've seen, a good fit with the group. I'm not understanding. It may change as more episodes are shown, but right now, I just don't get that Diana wants to really be there, period. It's just like, I want to kind of show these girls that they not really those girls with that kind of money. I'm that girl with that kind of money that they want to be.
She shows me that you can be rich and very goddamn boring because she is so boring, especially after Beverly Hills, we know they got money. We've been watching this show for 12 seasons now. We got Dubai on here. Like, we are seeing money, and she is just looking at Diana. It's just like, why are you here? Oh, why is you here? Because I was like, why is you here? Like, how they always bring on newbies, and we always like, why did they get a peach? Why did they get a diamond? Why did they get whatever? I can't wait till they show us why they felt like she deserved a diamond. Because at this moment, it's early. I'm not really getting anything. Her scenes are very limited. Maybe it's Sutton. Maybe she'll be thanking Sutton for her thing, because you know they do fall out officially at some point, but I don't know.
She giving me very much guess, not even like contract plan. She giving me a guess. And
why is she here?
I mean, she just seems like so out of touch with reality. Like it's just like she's here, but she's not here. Because like even I'm skipping ahead, but like when they were the argument with Crystal at the end, it's like she came in. Wait, worms? What? Like I see, I be trying to keep up with you guys. I don't be knowing that I heard worms. It's just like she's just there. Like she don't really care about she don't care about them. Like
in other words, bye Dusty, bye Ashy. Oh, get the fuck out.
Said Dirty Diana is faking bored.
Listen, Dirty Diana, we're gonna need you to be this villain that you in the trailer saying that you are, honey. Because it's
but I mean, much money as Diana, I wouldn't go in stores no more either.
Why not?
I mean, why would I? I can get people to bring me clothes to my.
Don't nobody know who the fuck she is. She ain't Beyonce. I know she rich, but she can take her raggedy ass in a store and buy a dress. She ain't. Don't nobody know her.
Honey, not to be still DoorDash her clothes to the door. All right, honey. Let's move right along, honey. So Crystal finally arrives to the home and she discusses her triggers with the group and states that she feels that her feelings have been negated and that she does not emotionally feel safe. And there are a myriad of reactions. You guys, it's a lot to break down. Let's start with Demetria. What do you feel about Crystal not feeling emotionally safe around these group of ladies and attempting to clarify her statement that she made the night before?
And this is when she came over to the house, right?
Yes.
I just feel like not necessarily agreeing with what Garcelle said that she's trying to set her up, but I just feel like, what are we going back for? Like, you could have just said you were taking up for Sutton, because that's genuinely what she was doing in the moment, instead of adding that part in. Like last year she said something very dark, and it's just like now you're mad at Garcelle because she wants to know what was said. She's a person of color, and the way that it's coming off is like Sutton said some racist shit. So it's just like you can't get mad at these people for wanting to know like what was said that was supposedly so dark. Like you can't get mad about that, and you can't just leave it out there and then not want to explain it. Like no, it doesn't work like that, girl. It does not work like that at all, and that's a good way to get the whole group against
you. Crystal made me like really tired last night. I wanted to go to sleep a little bit. On one hand, I do agree with her when she says they try and like police her emotions. Like if she says she felt the way, they have done this before. No, you didn't feel that, or no, it wasn't that. I get what she's saying in that aspect, but to put something out there like, she said something very damaging and dark, but it's forgivable. I didn't understand where that was going, and naturally, being that they were talking about kind of like a race, or they were having a race discussion at that time, it leaves people open to interpret that Sutton said something racist, as Demetrio stated. I think that if Crystal, and not only that, Kyle was there at that time, so Kyle is like, what the fuck did I miss? You know, it was crazy to me. I do feel like, I agree with Garcelle, Crystal would have, because to me, when that whole situation happened with Sutton, Crystal was looking for a fucking moment of some sort. And when she said, please tell me you that girl, she would have said that no matter what Sutton would have said. So Crystal, if you watching, or your husband or your nanny or one of them kids watching, you got on my motherfucking nerves last night. You really should have said what made you feel the way that you felt and put it all out there. It ain't about going back, but you done brought it up now. So now we got to talk about it and we got to rehash this all over again. So I need you to step forward and say what the fuck was said. If not, just shut the fuck up and go away.
Playground.
Exactly. She another one. Hit the door. Get the fuck out.
So that whole thing was, so I was watching it, trying to really understand, you know. So when Garcelle made her statement saying that she felt like it was planned, it was a setup for her to say, you're gonna be that girl. So in a way, I just wish Garcelle would have said this sooner. You know, the fact that all of this is coming out now, I'm trying to like, you know, really dissect everything. And then Crystal's response, you know, is to basically, while also trying to defend Sutton, this whole argument, she kind of throws Sutton under the bus. Yes. And then we got Kyle, who says she didn't hear that. Now, I'm going to say, I want to believe because Kyle does not support Sutton. She don't give Sutton the benefit of the doubt. She throws her under the bus. So this makes me believe that it's true. But a part of me feels like did Sutton say something for real, and Kyle just don't want it to be a racial thing because they did discuss last year that they don't really like to talk about race on this show. I mean that they came up at the reunion. So I don't know. Like I want to believe that Sutton didn't say nothing, but a part of me is really side-eyed just because of Sutton's reaction. It's just how she was just like, I mean, we skipping around, but how she responded later. I want world peace and I want whatever the hell she was saying. That's what I heard. She was like, let's just all be friends. Let's get along. We are the children. We are the people. I'm like, girl, did you say something or did you not? I mean, I have to. As a black person, I feel like, what the hell did she say? Or is Crystal really lying? I don't know. My mind is all over the place on that. It's all over the place.
Now y'all know I'm never really gonna take up for the people. I call them in the privacy of our group. I won't be saying that on the camera, but you know what I'm saying. I almost took up for those other people, and when I say that, it's because it's like in this landscape, in this day and age, everyone should kind of know what you should and should not say. But I mean, I guess with someone in their 50s and the landscape rapidly changing from what it was when they were growing up and what they were allowed to say, maybe she felt like she did not say anything, and it's like, oh God, is the police gonna get me? Did I say something else? And for Crystal to kind of use that as a bomb to get the heat off of herself, it's just like, girl, first of all, you backpedaling and pussy popping. You're doing too much all that crying. Like, what's going on? What did you say? And the reason why, at first, I was kind of with her on her words being policed in regards to her feelings, but it's like, Merriam-Webster, please help this girl out because the words that you're saying are not necessarily aligning with your feelings. So was it dark or was it not dark, bitch? I mean,
right.
If it wasn't dark, what are you talking about?
If it wasn't dark, if it was dark, how can y'all come back from that? If I feel like if something is like dark, to me, that's like one of the worst things. Ain't no coming back from that. But one thing, I did laugh when she turned to Kyle and was like, hey, you was drunk. You don't really know what
Kyle was livid. She said, don't keep saying that. Like, stop it.
Kyle was drunk. She was at home in La Quinta. She was drunk. She was. She don't even know. And, to be honest with you, if she did say something inappropriate, Kyle does not necessarily have the bandwidth to have conversations on race herself. So it's not like she would have known. You know what I'm saying? So, any more thoughts about that? What were we going to say, Demetrio?
I said not to defend Brooke Logan or anything like that.
Who is Brooke Logan?
If you don't watch soap operas, you won't know.
Okay. She loves Brooke Logan.
Like if you ever watch The Bold and the Beautiful and see how Brooke be acting, that's Kyle. But anyways, not to defend her or anything like that, but like you said, even though Kyle was drunk, they all were drunk. They all were drinking. Kyle, necessarily, like you said, doesn't really like Sutton. So if something was and Kyle was in tune with the conversation. She was definitely involved with it just like the other two was when this was happening. So if something like that was said, as messy and miserable as Kyle is, she would have brung it up point blank and the period. It's just what it was. And I also agree with her. Something is definitely off about Sutton this season. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she just is over this group of girls and is just here for a check. I don't know if she's going through menopause. Not to be funny, but I don't know what it is. But she's like, Sutton is just, she's not the same person as she was these last two seasons.
Demetrio, I think it is that, after 2 years, after a certain amount of time, you get sick of a bitch trying you. And they keep trying her. And eventually, even if you are the meekest and mildest person, non-confrontational, know what I'm saying? You have a moment where you have to get bitches up off of you. And I'm glad that this season is I could not continue to watch her continue to get her ass kicked like she did last season. And I think that she looked back, she saw the viewers' comments, she knows the majority of the viewers are on her side, and she knows that those girls are trying her. And thank God that she's standing up for herself because it would have gotten really old really quick if she didn't.
Yeah.
Very much so.
It was given very much Teddy, and I couldn't.
Oh, Lord. All right, and so to end out that conversation, Garcelle announces that her son will be working for none other than LBC Baby. I have never seen so many. The last time I saw so many faces drop is when Sheree had to pick all those faces up when she opened the house of Shots of Sheree out to the people. Remember? The faces were dropping.
Pick your face
What did you guys think about that?
Oh,
what did you think about that?
I love that she kind of, because Garcelle to me, I don't know what, like, I agree. She has definitely been reading comments and paying attention to Twitter. It's like she came in her mind knowing what she wanted to do and how she was going to play the game. So when she said that, like, she took a call from her son and, oh, he got the job. And it's like, oh, my son is working for somebody y'all know. And they started saying names of people. And she's like, oh, Vanderpump. I was like, okay. And I hope that he is on a new
Vanderpump
season of Vanderpump Rules. That would be amazing to me. Come on, Lisa, help Garcelle's son get that check.
It makes so much sense, like their relationship. You know, we've been seeing a lot of them together, like in the last like month or so.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, where did that connection come from? But that's cute. I like that she did it. And Rena was like, oh, I know. Kyle was like, got the
Rena passed out on the damn floor.
Kyle was pissed. Kyle was pissed.
Kyle nose broke again, child. She just didn't know what to do.
She got the girl, honey.
I think Garcelle is really doing this really to slick piss them off on the slide. I really do. Because all don't like Lisa Vanderpump, none of them. So, and I ain't never just seen, and I've always followed Garcelle on social media, and I've just never seen this relationship between her and Lisa Vanderpump ever. So,
yeah.
She did say they just got cool. Maybe they met like a year and a half or so ago at one of Vanderpump's events. She threw something for like the Haitian community or something that happened in Haiti, and that's kind of how they linked up. So it kind of makes sense of how it came about. But yeah, she might be also, let me piss them off a little bit, or let me make them wonder like what the fuck me and Lisa Vanderpump talking about when we hanging out and shit like that.
That it does come up later on in the season about her and being friends.
Will come up later.
Okay.
You know what? I think in that moment too, I don't know if it was me because we see something later on in the episode, but at that moment, Kyle was like, bitch, if you can't beat a joiner, I ain't gonna be able to beat that. So let me go ahead and get the producing with Miss Garcelle, which they worked the hell out of that scene at the end of the episode. However, we get a couple of quick fire scenes. We get a scene with PK and Dorit, and we found out that PK got diabetes. Did y'all know PK had the sugar?
Did not.
I was like, not PK got the sugar, Lord. And the girls' trip to Punta Mita is officially announced, so we'll be getting more into that. Diana had a scene. I didn't write nothing down about it because it's Diana next. Sutton was getting ready. I mean, what y'all want to talk about Diana?
No, listen, I don't even.
I didn't think so.
I had forgot she even had a scene. So
she had one, girl. It was so quick.
I want to say this. Last week it came to my attention that there are Diana fans.
There are
Diana fan in the comments. So if there's anything you'd like to share about that scene, but I don't even remember the scene personally. But
I think she was getting her hair done, and they were talking about she said she don't like to go in stores because of her allergies and the dust or something.
I do remember that part.
But all that dust she was in Sarajevo from them buildings, them old ass buildings and shit. You mean to tell me now you can't go into a department store because of dust, girl? Get back.
Did you? I don't know if you have it to play. You talked about you talk about Lois. What's her name? Louise? What's that? How you pronounce her name? Lois.
No, we haven't gotten to that scene yet.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
We haven't gotten it yet, but it's coming. Diana says she like the DoorDash her designer, and that's all right with me, girl. Go get how you live, Diana. Something.
She definitely did that.
She what?
What Carrie just said when they was talking about Louis when Dorit and Kyle was in the car, and Kyle just led her little caregiver story in there, making it all about her as she normally does.
Okay. All right, so then we'll just get right along with that scene since that's what the people talk about. So Kyle went ahead and made it on about her since that's what she liked to do. And, we were talking about the car ride over to Sutton's opening, or well, not opening, but I guess she had a special designer, the one that couldn't get in, that she was distraught about when the gun was not held to her head. And so they're on the way to the store. Right. And something interesting before we get into Lois, Dorit almost has a damn near panic attack about paparazzi shooting Kyle's house. And it's like, listen, Miss Thing, I get it that you're going through your big one right now. But girl, don't be projecting them demons onto me. Them people ain't coming to steal my shit. Now, I know you're going through it, love.
Not to mention they already stole Kyle shit one time. Don't put that on Kyle no more now.
I don't like that. Girl, get them demons up off me now. Hey. What's your thought about that?
I think it's, I get it. It was a very traumatic thing for her, but it's like you gotta get out of your own head and know that, hey, you safe right now. All these fucking camera people and shit like that is around. You good. I don't think nobody gonna run out to try and steal your dress and your ring off your finger while it's all these people around. So, you know, it's Dorit. And even if she doesn't feel as strongly about the situation as she does, she's gonna make it like she does, because she is fighting for her spot at this point. It's a total of 10 bitches on that motherfucking show, and she wants to make sure she remains a diamond holder. So that's my take.
And she really could have been gone a long time ago if you ask me.
That's true.
I'm just saying, baby. They could have brought Denise back and kicked her to the curb.
Now, I know you like Denise, but I'm going to go on record and say, what did Denise do that was so great that she should have came back? I'm sorry.
I want her to come back and confront Lisa. That's really all I want to see. I just want her to...
Well, she didn't confront Lisa when she had the opportunity.
She didn't have it in her. She don't have it in her. She's not that girl. She's not that girl. I'm sorry.
Get a podcast. Get a podcast, child. Go on. What's that show? What's the other girl?
Two T's and a teapot.
Go on 2 T's in a pod or whatever it's called.
Tick for two. Whatever the damn podcast is. Tick for two. Go on that.
She don't like Teddy, so she won't be going on that anytime soon.
Child, Teddy got on Twitter and said the girls are talking about her. That's why she's always trending.
She's that girl in the BH, honey. Trying to give her a diamond. So then we go ahead and find out that Lois has had a stroke and it's not looking good. And I just, you know what, already from the way that they're building this, they are really going to tug at the heartstrings when the eventual passing is announced on the show. Because as you saw at the beginning of the episode, they did a montage of Lois, and now this with Lois, like they're building up. I think it's kind of technically building up to someone's passing, but you know, I just really loved Lois and her appearances on the show. So it's sad to see that this is happening. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. Liked her a whole lot more than I like Lisa Rinna.
Golly.
Damn.
I remember when it happened, like when it happened real time, and I remember in our show we was always like, oh, because we don't really care for Rinna like that, but still a passing is a passing of death. Like that's a whole different level. So I agree. I don't really like that they're kind of like building it up for her, you know. But I mean, it is reality TV, so I guess you know. Look how they was, Alexis from Miami, and you know we've seen plenty of this. I'm sure if Nene was filming, we would have saw that too. That whole thing with Greg too. I mean, it's just kind of come with the reality TV territory.
And it's part of their reality in that moment. Like they wanted to be as believable and as real as possible. Yeah, you know, we got drama, we argue, we fight, but we also deal with these real family issues. And you guys need to see this aspect of my life as well. So I hate it because I do love Lois.
Wilhelmina said praying for Lois' family except for Rinna.
Except for Rinna.
Who said that?
Oh,
Wilhelmina.
Going back to a comment somebody put up there about how Dorit had kind of like the breakdown when she got to Sutton spot and paparazzi and press was there, but she didn't have that breakdown at Kyle's, and it was paparazzi and cameras and shit like that there, and her situation had just happened. So I just thought that was very, very interesting.
Absolutely.
She chooses when to break down. Yeah, she has to, follow what the show says. On this episode, you got to break down, but on this one, you got to keep it cool. You know, that's probably what's going on.
So let's open that discussion up to the group. Dorit and Kyle get to the party, and Dorit is incensed that how dare Sutton have press at the showing of an international designer's collection. And that she should have been given a heads up that there were going to be press there. And she doesn't speak to press. She speaks to her friend, although she gave Teddy an interview the week before. Anyway, what did we get? Denise, you got thoughts about that before we move on?
She just needs to shut her ass up at this point. How you gonna tell this woman not to have, like, you and Sutton ain't even really friends, like, what? Get that out of your own mouth. Number two, she had an international couture designer come all the way from Europe, and you honestly thought that Sutton wasn't going to have any press in her store? And then going back to what y'all said at Kyle's event, doing the damn interview with Teddy. Girl, bye.
Okay. So then we're going to get to the party, y'all. There's a lot to break down from this party. You want to say something, Antonio? Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing. First of all of that shit that Alexi brought to Beverly Hills from France, he should have left that shit at the motherfucking customs because it was ugly as fuck. I ain't like none of it.
Did y'all like Sutton's backwards thing?
I think that was a good idea, but Sutton
Not
the girl to
I just didn't like it, but I did like the idea. I was like, oh, but when she said something about it, and then she was like, because Kyle was trying to read, actually.
She be trying to slit read. Wait, but did you see? I feel like Sutton was trying to slit read too, because who was that lady in that big ass purple dress? That was like, you look nice. I was like, no, the fuck she don't. Did you? She like Marlo. Remember Marlo had on that strawberry? She like the blueberry to Marlo strawberry, but she looked horrible.
Yeah.
Delicio, what were you saying?
No, I was agreeing with what you were saying about the dress when Sutton first
That
came.
dress was horrible. Lord
yeah,
Jesus.
but Alexi and his mobile and his couture and everything, I hope he packed that shit right on up and moved it back over to where it came from.
But you know, stuff like that is cute. Like a lot, let's be real. A lot of that designer, that even going to Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, like a lot of that stuff look a mess. A lot of it.
It don't look a mess like that, and I have to disagree with you on that, Demisio, but that's a different show for a different time. But yeah, I don't agree with that. Now, his shit was ugly.
Diana got to that damn store down to say, "This is DoorDash. This is shit y'all DoorDash."
He sat down on
this
the
is why I stay home.
Listen, it took me out.
Okay, you guys. So once the party gets going, of course, Kyle and Garcelle get the shit popped off. Okay, so Kyle and Garcelle informed Sutton that Crystal had been alluding to previously unaired comments made by Sutton, to which Garcelle let Sutton know to watch your back with your new friend. So all hell breaks loose. Crystal walks in on the girls having that conversation, Garcelle and Kyle, and sits down, and then, you know, it just unravels from there. So what do you, okay, it's quite obvious that we know who the producers are between the two groups of friends, right? What do we think of the way that Sutton was alerted that Crystal was throwing her under the bus? Is that like a good friend, or was that a bad friend? What do you think? What do you guys
think? At this point, Kyle is just a messy ass bitch, and there's point blank.
Wait, what was the question you said? I'm sorry.
Okay, so do you think that the way that, I mean, Kyle, she's not really his friend, but do you think Garcelle was looking out for Sutton's best interest and being a friend and telling her, or do you think that Garcelle should have kind of played the back and let it unravel without her involvement?
I think with that, to me, it was a little bit of both, because it was hey, this is what's being said. If you said something, you need to try to get in front of it, but also B, I want to get this motherfucking drama out here. So
yeah,
if it's gonna be some drama, then I need to be the one to go ahead and push it out. So it was a little bit of both, but I am glad that Garcelle did it. It was just the response from Sutton where I was kind of like, I ain't really understand.
I feel like
her response about world peace.
Yes.
Did she give a pageant answer?
It was very much so, you know, I just want the children to be great in life. I want to make sure that the world is at peace and we can stop the violence. I was like,
and we are sisterhood.
We're very much so. We're sisterhood.
When she said that, I was like, oh.
But you know, I don't know if we mentioned this, but Crystal, when I don't know if it was earlier in this scene, she mentioned that she didn't want them to tell Sutton, right? Did she say that at one point?
But she said that on the couch when they was first having the discussion.
Yeah, she said, I don't want this to get back to Sutton or something like that. And I was like, girl, first of all,
why are you telling me?
First of all, it is, and second of all, yes, the fuck it is.
Yeah, it is. Like this.
Kyle looked at her like, first of all, bitch, I'm telling. So I don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah. This is the response made me side eye her. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
And I like Sutton, but it made me look at her like, girl, what did you say? Because you know, I leaned in like, what'd you say?
I was leaning in like this, like what this bitch.
You know, I wanted to know, but I mean, I think you know, Kyle and Garcelle were well in their right to try to get it. I mean, they did a lot of work.
They did a lot of work.
So kudos to both work that we actually, because at this point she said something dark, and whether it was the dark or gruesome, whatever the word she used, it doesn't matter. Like, what did she say? You shouldn't just put something out there like that and leave it just out there. Like, finish it ain't about being messy. It's the fact that you open it up, and she did justify by saying that the reason why she said it is because Garcelle made that comment about her, planning to say, you're that girl, but you still said it. So now that you said it, I need you to finish it.
I need you to finish it.
Period.
I agree. And I agree with Kyle when Kyle was like, the way Sutton was kind of acting was very weird. And she's like, I don't know if Sutton doesn't remember, if she said something wrong, she just doesn't remember. So she's trying to she just wants to push along and X, Y, and Z. But hell, Sutton, you can't say, oh, I don't want to go back to the past.
I agree with
when you still kind of, going back and forth with Erika, you ain't really giving her anything, but you still holding on to shit from last season that she said. So it's like you can't pick and choose when you don't want to go back to the past. Like you need to go ahead and be like
she was this season thus far. Like it's like she taking some steps back because it's like she wanted to cry. I think somebody put that there. She looked very emotional in her head.
Well, last season, remember, everybody thought that she was overreacting when she had the meltdown in the ugly leather pants fight. Remember, she was just like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm just not going to cry. And so, I think that she's trying to self-edit herself. But, once again, I hate to turn this into a Kyle Bash session, but if you see your dog trying to improve on some shit that y'all hounded her about, quit trying to make her be the old bitch and let her be the new bitch. But that's just from a realist friend point. Nothing really with the show, but as a friend,
we know
if I see Antonio trying to better himself. Right. If I see Antonio trying to better himself, though, I'm not going to try to throw him backwards. I'm going to keep pushing him forward. Anyway, so then the girls sit down. Dorit tries to explain how she felt about it when nobody really asked her. Nobody asked Dorit. Did anybody ask Dorit what she thought?
No.
So Dorit is working for that what? Diamond. Go ahead, Dorit. Get your diamond, boo. Dinah does not know what the hell is going on. She don't know where the hell she at. She don't know what time it is.
She knows she got a black dress and some lime green boots and a lime green purse. That's it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that Crystal, because as we see, Crystal's anger was starting to grow towards Garcelle once the group had gotten together and was sitting down and discussing the dark comment and the comments that Sutton allegedly made that no one else is privy to. Do we think that Crystal's annoyance or anger with Garcelle is warranted in this matter? Or should she be mad at both Kyle and Garcelle?
I think she should be mad at herself. Because she's the one that said it. And I know this is just her second season, or is it her second, or whatever season it is of hers.
Crystal?
She should know how this works. You put that out there, it's just not going to be like, oh, well, yeah, I ain't really going to expound on it. And it's not just going to go away. They're going to keep asking until you finally say X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, 3. I do also feel like this is kind of where we see the breakdown between Garcelle and Crystal beginning to form, because apparently they have some type of falling out as the season goes on. But no, I fought Crystal. You said it. Yes, I'm gonna bring it up, and that's just what it is.
I really think that these group of girls are about to play kickball with Crystal's wig this season between Garcelle and Sutton. And then Erika and other girls, I feel like they are about to wear Crystal out, because she's kind of going all over the place. You know what I'm saying? She don't really have, Garcelle somehow this fast has made a way to where she can exist in both groups. One group is pulling at her. They really want her over there, but she really ain't going. But they really want her over there, and then she's over here with Sutton, whatever. And so, personally, no, she can't be mad at Garcelle because Garcelle didn't make her say that. She could have easily said, "Well, I don't know why you feel the way. I hate you feel the way." But no, I said it because of the things she was saying, insensitive. But when she said something else, when she alluded to something else being said that we didn't hear, you put it upon yourself. You opened your mouth. I get it. And whether you did it to kind of get out of a corner, girl, you're now way more in that corner because now everyone's looking at you like, what did you say?
So eyes is on you.
She can't be mad at Garcelle. She can be mad at herself and shit. You try to get out of the damn corner, but she's in that corner tight. I'll say that.
I mean, like you said, she really can't be mad at anybody but herself because, like you said, no one forced Crystal to say that. She could have said anything else, but you chose to put it in the air. So you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. But I will say, in my personal opinion, whether the women want to accept it or not, honey, Crystal, she put them on notice. That's just my opinion. She let them know, honey, like when this questioning my integrity, honey, like that's where it stops right there. And I did applaud her for that because I
But
mean,
Denisio, I know that you're having your moment, but I
yeah,
just want to add something to what you said in that moment. When it comes to questioning Crystal's integrity, then you do something immediately after that calls your integrity into question. That's
I
the issue,
I
and
agree.
that's where she kind of fell off that cliff. You get what I'm saying? Because she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now you dead ass wrong, girl. Now why would you bring this up? I'm
I
sorry. Go ahead.
did give the equal amount of energy to Kyle and Garcelle in that moment because she did let Kyle know too, like, girl, wait a minute. But at the same time, I feel like she gave it more to Garcelle because Garcelle was like getting at her a whole lot more than Kyle was. Like Garcelle was like, why did you say dark? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And like, I mean, yeah, like I said, Crystal did kind of gather them a little bit, but I mean, Garcelle is right. You said it, so girl, face up, own up to it. As Rena say, own it, baby.
And
Just
I
she
think one
could
of
have
the
just
reasons why
said, go ahead, Tony.
I think one of the reasons why Garcelle was going so hard because Garcelle feels like if this lady said something, because Garcelle really called Sutton a friend. Garcelle feels like if you are saying that this lady said something that's very dark, which leads me to think she said something racist, that's going to change my dynamic with her.
Yeah.
I think
So you need to say
Well,
what
she
you
I
said
need
said.
you
that,
to tell
and
me. So I think that's why
deep.
Garcelle was gunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Garcelle's whole issue. She considers Sutton like a real friend. She hangs out with Sutton outside of this show all the time. So if this woman says something that's supposedly dark, girl, I really can't be friends with her like that. And if she did, you need to say that.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Crystal needs to understand what she's alluding to is very impactful to,
Yeah.
like I said, Garcelle. It's not like she just said something like, there was a lie or some fear, but like if she said something along those ways, like race is a very big topic. So
It is.
if she has said something like that, and like the way she put it out there, you need to say it, or you need to just be quiet because you're making it seem like this lady said something crazy that could make us stop reviewing the damn show. Maybe I don't know. Child, I'm just
Because
saying.
listen,
I'm just saying, like you know how it was when that lady was on Real House of Salt Lake City. So Crystal, you're making a big allegation. Your allegation is just as dark as the actual allegation. So
exactly.
it's like I think she needs to understand the weight that it holds, and clearly she don't because last year she wasn't even like somebody said in the comments like. Crystal, she cool and all, but I can't feel bad because last year when they was getting on Garcelle, Crystal was very quiet. And so at this point, I'm not saying it's karma, but baby, it comes around sometimes.
Yeah. Crystal, I feel like a part of the group. That was Crystal last year. Now she's
that had me last week tight. I was tight about that. I could not believe she said I asked up there and said that shit. I was like, no, you lying.
Yeah.
Now you want us to feel bad. I don't. I hope they eat your ass up too.
And I feel like very, very nice about this because I feel like she really want to tell Crystal, girl, if you ain't gonna say what you said, you need to shut the fuck up.
She does. And for what it's worth, it seems like no one at the event believed Crystal either. And
Right.
Crystal, since, we're going to make it very quick on this, but since Crystal and, Denisio said that she stood up for her integrity like she was a damn knight in shining armor with an integrity sword, let's talk about it, bitch, because you the foulest type of bitch to use race as leverage in an argument, bitch. That's why I said last season, and might be, I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, that when it comes to I don't think I should say that. I just want to say everybody's plight, regardless of whether you're a minority or not, is not the same.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to keep it like that. But for her to wield that as leverage to get herself exonerated for some bullshit she said, because Merriam-Webster helped me out, that doesn't necessarily mean the word that you're using does not necessarily equate to how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be policed because you're using the wrong fucking words. Because clearly dark is not what Sutton said or did if you are not going to say it. So, like, girl, Crystal can just get the hell on as far as I'm concerned. The last scene of the night was Dorit having a therapy session to work through this alleged break-in. I don't really want to keep talking about this break-in, but this gun situation keeps coming up. I am not someone who closely followed the situation. I'm sure there are people in the comments. You know, TKC say we ain't Sutton Crystal. I know that's right, TKC. But there are people in the comments who may know it. Maybe people on the panel who know better than I. Was there a gun in that police report or not? Because why does she keep crying about this gun? Please, somebody explain this to me.
I can't explain it because if it wasn't in the police report, then maybe she didn't out. Maybe she didn't tell them.
No, from what I read from online, I don't know how official or how authentic this report was. It didn't say anything about a gun. It mentioned that there was, multiple men and how they were, taking items, but it did not mention anything about a gun. And even from what PK said when they were at that dinner, he didn't really seem like he was too worried about the situation as far as there being guns involved and stuff like that. He's like, oh, it was just like a smash and grab. They took some bags. They took my watches. I don't really give a fuck about that. But he never said, oh, I'm so scared for my wife. She had the gun pointed at her. He never went into that. So that's a cloudy situation there.
Like Mary Cosby out there, Salt Lake City.
I want to say what you say about Mary, because y'all know I don't play by Mary Martha, but you're right.
My response is women. Women. That's what I think about Dorit. I don't have to say about Dorit. She does continue to. She made a comment in the confessional about Crystal's situation was a dog walk compared to her robbery or something like that. It was in her confessional when Crystal was defending herself at the last event. I was like, girl, like she really wants to make this the thing, and it's like honestly we're kind of moving on from it. Like they're making us watch it, but we're moving on from it. Honestly, like it happened. It's a bit of white privilege to me to feel like other folks out there getting robbed and stuff like that. I'm just saying it happens. Like at some point, girl, you got to move on. And honestly, I'm just not invested in that storyline. I'm just really not.
It would have been better if Dorit would have just came after somebody.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she will, but if this is why they kept her, girl, somebody break in my house too. Let me get on the phone. Somebody come here and take my
stay out of line. Please stay out of my house.
No, I'm just talking.
I know. Special programming note. We see you guys in the comments. We will be doing the Real Housewives of Dubai this evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Is that correct, Cortez?
Yep.
So please come back at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. For Dubai, those girls brought it. They were everything, honey. Did you guys have any final thoughts on this episode? And Cortez, how are we going to move forward after this?
I did.
Go ahead, Demetria. We're really sick though, because we gotta get ready to let calls on.
Do you guys feel like Sutton is acting this way towards the Crystal situation? Because like maybe for Sutton in that moment back then, last season, she was super emotional and she was just all over the place with her emotions. Maybe think she don't want to go back there because that was just a dark place for her. Is that maybe why she's acting the way she's acting? Because she was very.
No shade, Demetria.
So maybe she just don't.
It can't be a dark place for you, and you the one said the damn shit. It's a dark place for the people who you affected. If you did or did not say what is so
I'm not
dark.
Hard into the conversation. I'm just saying the whole conflict in general with Crystal may have been super draining for her.
No, I agree with Kyle wholeheartedly. I feel like Sutton in her mind is like she don't really remember what all the fuck she may have said. So it's like, did I say something that was really bad? I don't know. But if I did, I don't want it to come out. So I just want to act like I
mean, they were drinking a lot. They were drinking. I remember that scene specifically. They were drinking a lot. And I'm not saying like excuses it, but they were drinking. Crystal was making them drinks. Remember when that whole thing happened? It was just Crystal.
Yeah. Was making drinks.
I remember. So yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And at this point, I would much rather. I mean, this is the mature approach, and we're probably not going to get that. Crystal say what she said. If it was that bad, this lady need to take accountability for what she said, and we need to move forward, whether she can move forward in the group or not.
Right.
That is what needs to happen. However, she's afraid because she don't know what the hell she said. The girl, Crystal, knows she ain't damn said nothing that damn dark and just holding on to it because she don't want to be outed for somebody who's is a piece of trash like she is. And so I think it's a lot of things going back to that, but there is definitely some trepidation around that situation to be seen. You're not sniffing too far off from what's going on.
So I'm gonna just say that now. Until I get some proof, they roll cameras back, a deleted scene or something. Girl, Crystal, bye. But yeah,
I'm gonna have a issue with production if she did say something and they deleted it.
but that's
Why
my
are we
thing.
protecting people?
Would have did.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
Okay,
let
guys.
a few calls because we're getting short on time. But before we do that, of course, hit the like button. But also, message from JP Rob Chase. He said, Chase, you did a fantastic job leading the discussion today.
Oh,
I
thank
really agree.
you.
I enjoy sitting back and just, what'd you
Right.
say?
I love
Thank you, JP Rob. Thank y'all.
I love Chase today. He
Yeah.
court almost me, honey.
Today.
You love me again, Amicia? You love me now? Oh.
Don't
Now,
start.
what I'm gonna do? So this is a lunch and learn. Y'all know lunch and learns are very limited because we are at work. So I sent the link for a few call-ins, but there will be a time limit, and it will be time. So when the 2 minute mark hits, I will have to get you out the live. So it ain't me being rude. It's just I got to get back to my job. I'm just saying.
We all do.
Go ahead and join if you want to do that. But it was a good show. Like I said, Dubai's tonight. And next week you'll see Chase again, and more than that too. So it'll be fun. I'm glad a lot of people are actually coming onto the channel and leaning in. The link is growing a lot, and it's a lot of content. And realistically, one person just can't do. So I'm grateful that someone is actually interested and actually good at it and wants to do it. So without any wait, let's get our first caller on.
Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it? It's me.
It's Kyra. Hey, Kyra.
Hey, Kyra.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me fine? I don't have my headphone in right now.
I can hear
you. You sound great.
Okay. This episode was, I feel like a lull, but I think Real House of Beverly Hills sometimes, even though it's slow, sometimes there's always interesting points. I don't understand Crystal. She makes my spidey senses tingle. Me and Chase always saw her. I don't understand this. There's a question about like why it triggered you. I think Garcelle was being slightly messy with the question she asked, but I can also understand of kind of like that question that Crystal asked Sutton kind of, there's nowhere else to go but a confrontation about how a white person sees race. So I can kind of get asking that question. I don't really think I would ask that question to begin with, but it was interesting how she so quickly flipped it to Sutton said something so dark. And I was with her on the violation part, but I can't get with her on you and Sutton has a situation about like racial identities and all this kind of stuff, and you guys moved past it, and now I'm asking you a question about it, and now you're telling me she said something dark. And it's not people in this point flipping out because you said the wrong word. Dark and racism don't go hand in hand. We're talking about what someone said.
Yeah.
Wait, Chris, they don't go hand in hand when you're talking about what someone said when you're having a conversation about race. And then for her to turn around and say, oh, it was problematic, but nothing I can't get over. And then the way in which she tried to draw Garcelle into it, but then wouldn't tell Garcelle what was said, really bothered me. Because at the end, when they were at Sutton's party, and she said, well, how you wouldn't get it, but it would affect me and Garcelle. Well, Garcelle's asking you to say what was said because it would change her opinion of Sutton and the kind of friendship they have because she's going to stand by what's right for her. But you don't even feel it necessary to tell her what was happening, but you're going to tell her it affects her. And you're also drawing her in to be support against what Kyla's saying now. I do not like that.
Yeah, I agree.
You're absolutely right. I don't have no notes, Fanny.
Yeah, I do not like that. I'm over Erika still. She's still looking for a moment with Sutton, which is very annoying. I understand how she has these people around her because she still owes money, okay, people? She is not free from this. She is not free from this. I don't understand how that creative director is still there. How is she paying them? Are they doing this for free? I do not understand. Diana, I don't know. I'm also tired of her acting like she was never poor before and she's never been inside of the store. You were poor and probably until your mid-20s. You have been inside of the store before. You have not been that wealthy that long. I'm over that. You've been poor before, okay? I've never been in a store and I'm allergic to dust thing. It's irritating as fuck to me. And I don't think anything else happened. I know, you have to let me go. Bye, everyone.
I'm sorry, it's a little late. So just everyone is watching, Beverly Hills will still be on Wednesdays. I know that Dubai comes on afterwards, but realistically, like it's an after show. It comes on right afterwards. So now that we're done Dubai will be the next day. So you all can just put y'all the DVRs on and DVR Dubai, and then we still come up here and watch Beverly Hills recap and then watch Dubai on the next day. It just makes more sense that way. It's where it's always been successful, so we're gonna keep it that way. But thank you, Lynn. Hey, Kyra.
Thank you, Kyra.
Bye.
All right. Next caller is going to be Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Oh, wait.
Hey, Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey,
How you
Lisa.
Hey,
doing?
my boo. How
Lisa.
y'all doing today?
We doing
We
good.
good. How are
Happy
you?
I'm doing
Thursday.
just, I'm doing
Thursday.
excellent, baby. I'm doing excellent. Let's get into it, child. Crystal, girl, come on now. You reaching, but I can understand where she coming from though, because I really do believe, I want to believe deep down in my heart that she telling the truth somewhere. But Bravo probably, the producer probably edited out, delete some scenes out of that, and like she said, she like she told Cal, you were drunk and you really don't know what was said. And so I'm thinking, I'm saying, because I'm kind of think, did did they edit some parts out and it went too far? It went too far where they edited some parts out. Because you know they will do that in this, man. They will do that. If we go too far, they will edit it and the girls like, well, then what did she say? What she do? She know something like that. And that's why I keep on thinking like she probably she Sutton probably did say something and they probably edited it out. That's what I'm going with. So, but God said, baby, down. I'm gonna tell you something, girl. You don't have to be them girls' friends over there, okay? You trying your best to prove yourself to them, and you don't have to prove yourself to nobody, baby doll. Do you not know you've been on TV? You've been in movies, uh, shows and stuff. You even did some with Playboy, baby doll. You don't have to prove yourself to no females over there. I'm sorry. You seem like she want to be she want to have kind of approval. You ain't gonna never get that approval. I'm sorry, you're not gonna get, okay. And plus, you kind of stir the pot. Okay, you kind of stir the pot, and it's too much for me. You're doing too much for me. This evening. In the last episode, this episode, you're doing too much. God said you really do. You're doing too much for me. Okay, go sit your ass down with the bad wigs. Okay.
Uh-oh. All right, Lisa, I gotta let you go, okay?
Okay, Don. I see y'all tonight. Okay.
All right, see you tonight.
See
Bye,
you
Lisa.
later.
All right, and our last caller is going to be Megan. Hey, Megan, welcome back to the
Hey,
lady.
Megan.
Hey guys, hey. Yes, also on my lunch break, so I'll make this quick. Um, yes, what Kyra said, I 1000% agree. I hate which is what I saw on Twitter when this was all going on. This like, Garcelle and Crystal are the two minorities, so they have to stick to. I hate that. Like the whole like, oh, we are the only two on here. So why are you coming at me and not this white woman? I hate that like whole mentality because to me, it's like usually in a situation where listen, it's usually black people versus everybody is what I'll say very boldly. Yes, I love everybody, every race, ethnicity, but when it comes to certain things, there is anti-blackness everywhere. I'm not saying Crystal's anti-black, but when it comes to things like that, I don't think she had to be on Crystal's side and look at it as like, oh, we are the two minorities against the white women in this group. It just didn't. It didn't unravel like that for me. And a lot of the things that I was seeing, people were like, oh my God, like, why is Garcelle, as this black woman, sticking up for Sutton as a white woman? Like, this is so gross. To me, if I was sincerely trying to protect my friend from something that they might have said that's dark, quote unquote dark, I probably would never ask on camera. I probably would never keep consistently bringing it up in case it was something really, really bad. I would probably never mention it on camera again, ask Crystal off of camera. Okay, so what did she say? If I was really truly trying to protect, Sutton and what she might have said, I would never ask Crystal again on camera in case it was something really bad or was something really racist. And I feel like she brought it up, because she is like a little messy, but also because I think she wants to make sure that her white friend is correct. So that's all I had to say about it. But that whole thing really annoyed me. What people have to say about race and Garcelle's the only black woman. Shut up. It's not about that. Like I don't think she was trying to do that at all. And so that's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, thank you, Megan, for that. I'm glad that. So when y'all hear the timer, it don't mean you got to stop. It means like wrap it up. But
I
I
was like,
like that you were able to do that. And I like
I
that.
was like, let me wind down.
No. I like your whole spectrum on that too. Like as far as how, because I have seen comments about that. As far as, but when you say black versus everybody, that hit real close.
I mean,
that's what it is.
I don't always like to be negative, to like say that in a negative way, but it's always one of the things that you think about in the background. Like, yes, like it's not always kumbaya with the other POC in the world. So listen, that's all I'll say. But
Megan eloquently said what I was trying to say earlier. I was like, let me not say that because the word's gonna come out.
It's
y'all know
okay.
Chase Luther King will come out. All right, Megan, thank you for calling in. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Megan.
All right, that was good. Thank you, Megan and Kyra and Lisa for calling in today. This little lunch lean for Beverly Hills. Chase, you want to take us out, child?
I just want to thank everybody for leaning in with us on your lunch break. You didn't have to be here, but you are. We'll see you guys tonight at 8:30. We'll see you guys on Monday for the Housewives of Atlanta. We'll see you next Wednesday for Beverly Hills. Make sure you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. We are in the house, honey, and we're going nowhere, darling. Make sure you keep leaning in, bitch. Yes.
Oh.
I had to give
Lord, that was very Mariah. Come on, Mariah Huck up there.
That's my idol. She is one of my idols. So yes, Mariah Huck. But I want to thank you, Cortez, for today's lunch and lean. Antonio and Demetrio for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Shout out to what's our other co-hosts on Wednesday nights? I forgot their names.
Oh, Jamie and Danny.
I'm joking. Shout out to Jamie and Danny.
Don't do my video today, y'all. I know if y'all came looking for Danny and Jamie, sorry. Jamie is working for real, and Danny is a little under the weather, but they'll be here. Under the weather. Better stuff. But thank you, Demetrio and Antonio for stepping in today for the Beverly Hills. I mean, we typically bring in people from time to time too, so you may see them again. If not, you can always find them on Atlanta on Mondays. They there. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Chase. If you're gonna go ahead and lean out, tell the friends again.
Like tonight.